So I'm sure many of you have heard the basic critique that the Occupy movement is lacking leadership and lacking a central theme. And to some degree, this is true. And as a matter of fact, it's actually on purpose. The Occupy movement is based on a system known as prefigurative politics, and its core value system is based on an anti-hierarchy system. So prefigurative politics has become a big part of our social climate due to the nature of the Occupy movement. And with that being said, I'd like to share with you what I've personally learned about it. So according to opendemocracy.net, the concept prefigurative politics was first introduced by a lady of the name of Winnie Bernays. She's a sociology professor at Northeastern University in Boston. And she was originally using the term to refer to the New Left movement of the 60s. And the New Left movement is really just an all-encompassing word for a lot of the activism that was going on. So, for instance, gay rights or female rights activism that was happening. And I have a quote here from her that really embodies what she was trying to suggest with this concept. She says, prefigurative politics is both a process of creation of fracture with established hierarchy, and the central crux being to create and sustain relationships and political forms that prefigured and embodied the desired society. So the two real key takeaways here is that fracture from established hierarchy, the ideology that whatever's happening isn't working, and to embody a desired society would be to make a new road while you're walking it. This would be why there's no real central theme, because it's the development of something entirely new. So with that being said, another good example would be a village that needs a well built, but no one's doing anything to help them, so they would just dig their own well, simply put. And with that being said, it's good to understand radical politics, because this is essentially what prefigurative politics is stemming from. So radical politics is generally given this connotation of aggressive, violent behavior, and it's merely not really connected to those things necessarily. Dictionary.com states radical as favoring drastic political, economic, or social reforms. So it's really just looking for something new, or going outside the box, being the trailblazer who's looking for something to change. And that being said, I want to show you how this is involved with the Occupy movement to help clarify some of their intentions and show you how they share this symbiotic relationship with prefigurative politics. According to www.nycga.net, that stands for New York City General Assembly, as well as OccupyWallStreet.org. They've shared some principles of the movement, as well as a declaration of the occupation of New York City, and a couple of these ideas will really clarify how it's connected to prefigurative politics. One of these main principles that's discussed is the participation in transparent democracy, and that idea is, again, coming back to this idea of embracing the society that you see fit. So the idea is that our democracy is murked up by a lot of other bureaucratic issues, and it's not a genuine democracy. It's not strictly linked to what we actually want and what people actually desire. And then another big part of it is the declaration of the occupation. And I have a quote here from that declaration that also really helps emulate some of these ideas. So the quote is, "Upon corruption of the system, it is up to the individuals to protect their own rights and those of their neighbors, and no true democracy is attainable when the process is determined by economic power." So this is, again, coming back to that fracture of the established hierarchy. The idea is that the way it's working now, again, just simply isn't working. So the idea is that people are going to break away from that and try something entirely new. And with all this being said, I know these definitions and quotes can be somewhat abstract. So I have a video to share for you, and it is essentially some of the basics that are involved with how the decision-making process works within the Occupy movement, and just a stronger description from the people themselves who are running the situation.
People ask all the time, like, who are the leaders? like, well, none of us are leaders, and we're all leaders, exactly the same.
I don't think that this is possible without the process. The only way that you keep people involved in a movement like this is you have a process in which everyone's voice can be heard. The consensus process.
In our movement, it's really important to have our means reflect the ends that we're trying to create. We want to have more representation in our government and in our economy. So in trying to create that, every decision has been made through our process of General Assemblies and through our process of working groups.
So I hope this video helped kind of show what these concepts mean and how they're applied. And I wanted to share with you this information because it was really thought-provoking to me when I learned it at PSU through my instructor, Ben Cushing, who was a big part of the Occupy Portland movement. And I hope you take something away from it and it gives you an opportunity to further explore prefigurative politics on your own time. Thank you.